Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Cloud Ops Junction. So in this video, we are going to see how we can create a new virtual machine from an existing machine on Azure portal, or you can see how we can create a snapshot or how we can clone a machine from machine A to machine B. In the production environment, you might feel there are some challenges with the application team to test a specific functionality, what they request the clone of an existing machine so that they can test the features if they do not have a QA environment. They request for same just because they don't have a QA environment. There are some of the companies who don't believe to spend much of the cost on Azure just running a QA environment. So what they do actually, they clone the machines whenever they wanted to test the functionality or whenever they wanted to roll back a new feature, roll a new feature. So this is a very easy and simple method to do it. So just to go around, I just wanted to show you, we have created a machine called Linux VM01. So we will create another machine with the name of Linux 02. We have created, this machine has a one disk that is of 30 GB. So what we need, we will go on to the disk, and what we will do, we will create a snapshot first. So we will click on create snapshot. I have already created a resource group called Azure Snapshot. So we'll have that snapshot over here. We will give a name Linux snapshot instance name. Let's give a Linux VM02. All right, we will reason would be the same. We will require the full copy, and also if you wanted to change, you can change the premium standard to premium or premium to SSD. We are using HHD only, standard HHD. We'll go on encryption. We don't want any of encryption as of now. Platform will use it as the same. Networking, enable public access for full network. For all network, we can allow it, or if you want to disable it, you can disable it. We'll keep it as a default for now. Nothing special, or don't want any tags to be applied. We'll click next and we'll click on create. So this will take some time to create a snapshot. So once the snapshot is created, then we will start with the creating a managed disk from it, and from the managed disk we will create the virtual machine. Okay, so you can see that a snapshot is created. We will go to the resources and you will find that disk is created. Let's go to, let's find the disk. If I go over here, you will find a disk over here, and if I go on snapshot, you will find the snapshot is available there. Now what we will do, we will create from this snapshot, we will create a disk, a managed disk, and from the disk we will create the virtual machine. Alright, we'll click on create disk. So a managed disk will be created. We will give this disk name as a Linux VM02 disk. Okay, zone 1, that's fine. Now, very important thing, if you wanted to change, you can actually change the size of the VM. However, the size of the virtual disk. However, if a snapshot is created with 64 GB, for example, you won't able to take 32 GB. However, you will be able to increase the size. If you wanted to go for 128 GB, 261 terabyte, or so on, you can do it. You can do a plus increment, but you won't be able to decrease the size. Okay, so we'll go with the default. Encryption, I don't want it. Network, same as it is. Everything would be default, and we will create the manage disk. Now it usually take uh, for our environment it hardly take 2 to 3 minutes or maybe 5 minutes, but in production environment it's depend on the basis. I mean, how much data do you have, or how much data disk that you have included. So based on that it will take time. So you can see as of now it has created. We will go to the resource, and now we will create a VM from the disk. Now you have to create VM. Click on create VM. We'll have the same Linux VM02. I don't want any of these. So now image is already being taken from the hard drive. We'll have the same. I don't want SSH. Okay, let's have the SSH license, other disk size. It's taking 30 GB. I don't want anything. Network as it is. I don't want. Okay, basic security, public IP I don't want as of now, because I'm not going to log into this machine. Management, monitoring, I am not want to monitoring anything. Advanced, next, review and create. Oh, I have few of the errors. Let's figure out it. Okay, I want SSH, and there was one more. Okay, done. So now the VM will be created. So now what it will be doing, whatever the application or the disk that is attached, or whatever the things were there loaded on that virtual machine, now will get replicated to it. So basically this would be the another clone of 01 to 02. So now once this is created, we will check what are the additional things that has been created as a part of creating or cloning a machine or doing a snapshot. Remember one thing, once this practical is done, if you are doing it with me, make sure you remove the snapshots and the disk, because Azure do charges for the virtual machine hard drives that are not being used. So make sure that you clean up so that you don't get charged unnecessarily if you are not using that resources. Alright, so VM is created. We will go on over here and we will find that VM is available. See, on the disk you will find the disk 2, and let's me do one more thing. Let me go to the virtual machines, and you will find two virtual machines, 1 and 2. Public IP I have not allowed it, if you remember it. So it's a virtual machine 2. Let's go to the resource group and see what are the resources. I have created a resource group by the name of Azure Virtual Snapshots. Let's go over here and see what are the resources that has been created. So there are two disks, disk 1 and disk 2. This was the for the new machine that we have created, NIC, that is already been created, NSGs. So we have public IPs, and we have one snapshot. If you wanted to remove, I make sure you remove it after that. But if you wanted to remove it right away, you can remove it because we have already created the snapshot. But if you wanted to keep it for the future use, you don't want to take a snapshot again, so it's your wish, you can do that. So that was a small introduction, or this was a very small practical about how to clone a machine, or how to create a new machine from a snapshot. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.